as we get set right away as we are just about to get underway at LG Field in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We just
Yep.
wrapped up the pregame ceremony. So Snowy, let's just do a quick preview of this game. This is a toss-up in my mind.
28-20 was the score last year between these two heated rivals. They always compete and they put on a great game for us. You know, I've been a big fan of these two teams for a while now, especially when especially since Zach Caleros has been the quarterback of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Vernon Adams taking the place of the remarkable Rourke. Of course, I'm talking about Nathan Rourke, who is now a backup with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'll tell you what, man, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. This can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
This absolutely can go either way. We're just about set to go. Rick Campbell is 5-2 in his CFL coaching playoff career. And of course, you got Michael O'Shea, third consecutive first place finish in the West. He's won the last 3 Western finals. And I want to thank Ryan McCarthy for teaming up with me and allowing us to bring this to you. We're set to go. Bombers kick left to right. The approach, and boom, off we go from IG Field. And the kick is short, taken by one of the upmen across the 35. And he will be brought down at the 39-yard line. That is where BC will go to work. Across the front, Broxton, Knievel, Kocher, Chung, and Perkins. That's your BC offensive line. Vernon Adams Jr. is your quarterback. Your slots are Hatcher and Katoy. Running backs are McKenzie and Mizell. Slot back is Rhymes, and your receivers go Hollins and McNichol and McInnes. I beg your pardon. Gray tops, black bottoms for the Lions. They move right to left. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. The snap to Adams. He looks to throw and tips. It's tipped at the line and incomplete. This crowd is hyped. This game is hyped. Everybody is hyped for the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Looks like it was Willie Jefferson, all 6'8" of them, getting up and hitting the ball.
It's Willie Jefferson. It's Willie Jefferson. Why are we surprised? Jordan Maksimic is your offensive coordinator for the Lions. On 2nd down and 10 from the 38, snap to Adams. They bring the blitz. Adams steps up into the pocket, looking, now throws. It is incomplete, too tall for the receiver, and a flag comes down. Possible PI.
We got laundry.
Possible PI coming up against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. We'll set the Bombers defense for you in just a moment. And our official comes towards us and says defensive pass interference against the Blue Bombers. And it's a 1st down. Nichols was in coverage.
Yeah,
he grabbed him early, way early.
Yeah, he grabbed Holland's jersey there. That's going to get PI every single time. By the way, it's a beautiful night in Winnipeg. It's -2 Celsius, which would be about 28 degrees Fahrenheit here in the United States.
Out of the pistol formation on 1st and 10 for the Lions. They get a new set of downs. The turn to the handoff. Running back running straight ahead across the 50, 45, 40. Spinning down as he's brought down at the 35-yard line. Great run that time by Mizell. His first carry of the ball game. He picks up 16 and a 1st down for the Lions.
I give credit up front for the offensive lineman. Great blocking up front. Misdirection there. And Mizell just gets a running lane, takes off running.
Mizell getting the start tonight at the running back position, and Adams gives the ball away before Jackson Jeffco can lay a hand on him from the 35-yard line. A pickup of 18 yards. Toss to Mizell. They do the double flea flicker. Back to Adams. Adams steps up into the pocket, and down he goes.
Denied.
Wilson gets back there and gets home for the Blue Bombers. A great job of reading the trick play. Adam Big Hill back there as well. Always wrecking shop for the Bombers. Loss of 9. 2nd down and 19 coming up.
The front seven was not fooled on that trickery. Great job of containing by the defensive line, especially Adam Big Hill's there in the backfield. I suspect Jackson Jeffcoat was back there and Willie Jefferson was
Yep.
back there. Actually, that was number 19 for the Bombers, Wilson. He gets in there for the sack.
8-yard loss, 2nd down and 18 from the Winnipeg 43-yard line. Adams in shotgun formation takes the belt high snap, and we get a whistle. False start called against the Lions. We talked about it in the first game. Nerves can get the best of you. Just ask the Toronto Argonauts.
False start is called. Procedure, not false start. Procedure. We gotta say it right with the Canadian Football League. The terminology is a lot.
I know the terminology is different. So 2nd and 18. This is not different. 2nd and 18 now becomes 2nd and 23 from the Winnipeg 48-yard line. So after that big run by Mazzell and that defensive pass interference, the Bombers have the Lions right where they want them. 2nd and very, very long at the 48-yard line in Winnipeg territory. Out of the shotgun formation, the snap to Adams. He looks to throw, flat-footed, steps up, winds up, throws right side, passes caught and blasted right away on the outside. Derek Nichols makes the stop, and it's 3rd down coming up for the BC Lions.
Yeah, the tricker. This BC Lions shooting themselves in the foot on this particular part of the possession.
Yep.
They had all the momentum with that PI, that big run by Mazzell. The trickeration attempt backfired. Then you get a penalty, and it's now it's a field goal try.
Sean White, 2 of 3 in the West semifinals against Calgary. The snap is backing down. The kick is on the way, and it is good.
Ooh, just snuck right over that
barely
crossbar.
Just barely snuck over the crossbar. So with 11:27 remaining in the first quarter, BC draws first blood. They lead 3-0. Let's pause for this timeout.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Life's an event. We have the tickets. SeatGeek, a proud sponsor of Belly Up Sports and a proud sponsor of Snowman Multimedia. Lions get the first points of the game. They lead 3-0. And I am so happy to be teamed up with Ryan McCarthy for both of these finals. Both of the finals. Montreal has punched their ticket to Hamilton. They await the winner of this game. And as we are talking about this game, great job by the Lions. They were able to get 7 on 2nd and 23, and Sean White banged one through from 50 yards out, making it 3-0. That's huge when you score on the first possession of the game in hostile territory.
It's a 7-play drive for the BC Lions, capped off by that 48-yard field goal by Sean White. So 3-0 lead for the BC Lions as Winnipeg will get the ball at their own 40-yard line.
They move left to right in the blue tops, gold bottoms, gold helmets with the W on either side. Caleros gets the shotgun snap, hands to his running back. He's got 10. He's got a first down out to midfield before he's banged down. And a quick first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Brady Oliveira on the carry that time.
Most outstanding player nominee, Brady Oliveira.
Bryant Gray, Kolakowski, Neufeld, and Hardrick is your Winnipeg moving company. Wolotarski and Lawler on either side. O'Leary and Bailey are your slot backs. Oliveira and Dembski work in the slot as well. Caleros is your quarterback. That is your Winnipeg offense. From midfield, 1st and 10. Snap to Caleros. He's back to throw on 5. Winds up, throws over the middle. That's deep, and it's tipped. Is incomplete. Wolotarski, the the intended receiver. That's
Bailey was
Bailey.
intended
That was
receiver.
Bailey. That was Bailey who is the intended receiver.
Nice tip there by number 48 for the Lions, Ryder Varga playing in that Mac position. Rasheed Bailey was a game time decision for the Bombers, but he's in the game now, so no looking back.
Zach Caleros threw for 4,252 yards. He threw 33 touchdown passes, which led the CFL, 15 interceptions. 2nd and 10 from midfield. Everybody getting into their set position. Caleros takes the belt high shotgun snap, hands it to Oliveira running straight ahead. He's got 5, and he's going to pick up the first down barely. Peters made the stop for the BC Lions. That's a pickup of 10, maybe 10 and a half. That's a Blue Bomber first down. Move those chains.
And once again, as we saw the stat line on TSN's TSN's feed, the Blue Bombers were 58.3% on second down conversions all season long, and that's the part of the reason why those that draw play right there, getting the first down for the Blue Bombers.
10-yard gain that time to the BC 45-yard line. Oliveira in the backfield this time, and they'll operate out of the pistol formation. Wolotowski comes right to the left, and here comes Oliveira again, running off left tackle. Oliveira is going to pick up 9. Nope, he's going to pick up 10, and he's going to pick up the first down. Another first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And something we talked about, the strength of the running game will dictate how this game goes. And so far, 3 rushes, 3 first downs for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yeah, this has been the bread and butter all season for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, using the run to set up the pass, and those 5 men up front just giving the lane to Oliveira, and Oliveira just keeps his legs pumping, keeping those pistons moving, and he gets the first down one more time.
Brady Oliveira, the leading rusher for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers this year, from the BC 35-yard line on a gain of 10. That's a 1st and 10 coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers from the BC 35. They move right to left as we see it. And as you folks are listening along at home with us, Caleros in shotgun formation. Here he comes again, this time running off right tackle. And this time BC's waiting for him. Oliveira picks up 3, maybe 4 down to the 31-yard line.
And great job by the front 4 of that BC line front to clog those lanes, as Oliveira's been getting them for a good portion of this drive.
Oliveira out of North Dakota, as mentioned, the leading rusher on the ball club for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Your BC defense, Tahoma, Banks, Barron, and Betts across the front. Your hit squad linebackers, Lacombo, Woods, and Rugamba. In the backfield, Peters, Lee, and Green. Caleros to throw, zips one, and it's caught by Oliveira out of the backfield. Brady Oliveira, the star of this first drive, and another first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. This is why they're one of the highest scoring offensive teams in the league and one of the best offenses on a gain of 15.
Oliveira is just being a beast. It's been a beast on this drive all game, all this drive. Doing the dirty work in the running game, and now getting a pass out of the backfield. And he's showing why he was the most outstanding player nominee out of the West Division during the 2023 season.
From the 20-yard line, 42 of 71 in the red zone for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They're coming off of the bye week. Here's Oliveira again, running straight ahead. He gets down to the 15, maybe the 14-yard line.
Yeah, strong start for this Blue Bombers offense, unlike very similar to what the Toronto Argonauts did in the first game. But let's see if they can convert this drive into points, as opposed to the pick 6 we saw by Marc-Andre Duquois in the last game.
Rugamba, the one to watch for the BC Lions. Green, Sales, and Jones joins Peters and Lee for the BC Lions in their defensive secondary. The ball's at the 15-yard line, 6:25 and counting, remaining in the first quarter. 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The BC Lions would love a stop right here, but not the way this offense is moving. Here's Oliveira again, running straight ahead, and he's going to get the first down and more inside the 10, and now they're in the gold zone down to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And Oliveira has been an absolute monster on this first drive of the game.
And exactly, and you see in the replay here, he's just using those legs, pumping those legs, getting that big push from that offensive line. One of them being number 53, uh, Patrick Neufeld, an All-Star once again for the CFL. One of the best offensive linemen in the CFL.
Patrick Neufeld has been dynamite for this Blue Bomber offense. From the 8-yard line, Calero's back in shotgun. Here's Oliveira again, this time running off to the left, and he's dragged down from behind. Making the stop that time was Bo Lacombo, 6'2", 2.25", out of Oregon. Second down coming up for the Lions.
Yeah, we're going to see in the replay, he's just going to sneak through the gap right here and push through and get through past the offensive line and drag down Oliveira. Big stop there for Bo Lacombo, the veteran out of
Oregon.
The
former Oregon Duck makes it 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Under 5 to go in the first quarter. Lions 3, Blue Bombers nothing, but the Blue Bombers are on the march. They have 2nd and goal from the Lions 8-yard line. Receivers coming in motion. Now everybody resets. They go back. 3 on the play clock. Snap to Calero. So the hand to Oliveira. Oliveira trying to escape. And he's going to push and stop that though. No! Did he get in? Yes, he did get in. Touchdown, Blue Bombers.
Wow.
Roger Craig, eat your heart out. Whew. Brady Oliveira landed on top of bodies. And that offensive line for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, absolutely dynamite. You mentioned Brandon Neufeld, Patrick Neufeld. How about Jamarcus Hardrick, 6'5", 317, out of Nebraska, helping to push
Hardrick
them
and Neufeld in there. This is like a rugby play. It's like a maul, and there's big bodies up coming from the back and helping push Oliveira over the goal line, and that is a touchdown.
So the Bombers respond with a touchdown of their own, and they have the lead.
Yeah, Hardrick, Neufeld, Bryant, all coming in there and pushing them across that line to get him home.
So now for the extra point, Oliveira runs it in from 8 yards out, high snap, ball down, kick is through. And the Winnipeg Blue Bombers absolutely respond. 4:13 remains in the first quarter of play. We got fireworks, and we got a good one from IG Field. Blue Bombers 7, Lions 3. Let's pause for this timeout.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast, here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip, using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canadips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
Along with Ryan McCarthy, Brian Snow here with you on the NCR Alternative Play-by-Play and also via Snowman Multimedia. 7-3 in favor of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and that was all Brady Oliveira.
Indeed. I'm looking at the score line. This drive, it started at the 11:19 mark of the first quarter, and it took a chunk of over 7 minutes on that drive. 11 plays for 70 yards, and Brady Oliveira gets home with that 8-yard rush for the touchdown, and it's a 7-3. It's a 7-3 lead for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Man, that drive by the Bombers, as you mentioned, 11 plays on that drive, and they told Oliveira, get us some yards. He got them some yards and then some.
Yeah, on that, so the player stats. Brady Oliveira, 8 rushes, 58 yards, and 1 reception, 11 yards on that drive. That was basically all Brady Oliveira on that drive. 69 yards total offense on that drive. And
the approach and the kick, and away we go again. And it's going to bounce and taken at the 30-yard line, across the 35 to the 40, 45, and out to the 49-yard line. And on the return, that time was Terry Williams. Williams, 5'9", $170 out of Tennessee Martin. So the Western Final is underway, and it's 7-3 in favor of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But we kind of expected this kind of game with these two, did we not?
Yeah, I figure it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's just going to come down to who can punch in the who can get the touchdowns. And right now, BC's got the only touchdown of the game, but we got plenty of game left to go in this West Final.
Boy, do we ever have a lot of game left. Last year, these two played. It wound up 28-20 in favor of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The Bombers have won the last 3 Western Finals they have participated in. 2 of those resulted in Grey Cups, and then the blocked field goal that sealed it for Toronto last year. Winnipeg trying to get back to the Grey Cup for a 4th consecutive year, and one of the Grey Cups they won came in Hamilton.
Yeah, it was the 2021 Grey Cup in Hamilton, that wild game where the wind was a huge factor, and whoever had the ball driving down the field had the wind to their back, took advantage of that game. But at the end of the game, it was the Blue Bombers got the first touchdown of overtime, got that 2-point conversion, and made a clutch play at the end to walk it off in that Grey Cup and take their 2nd consecutive Grey Cup. This time they won't be playing a team from Ontario. We'll be playing a team from Quebec and the Montreal Alouettes.
Will we ever see the return of the Quebec Nordiques?
I hope so. I don't know, by expansion or by relocation. It's got to happen.
One of the two. It's got to happen. We got a final from Madison, Wisconsin. The Northwestern Wildcats have won their 5th game of the year. They're 1 away from bowl eligibility. They beat the Wisconsin Badgers 24-10, and that makes 5 out of the last 7 times that Northwestern has beaten Wisconsin, including 3 in a row in Madison. From the 48-yard line, the Lions go back to work. Snap to Adams, back to throw on 5. Looking, clean pocket, now escapes to his left. Adams winds up, throws a flutter, and it's nearly intercepted. That ball was tipped at the line, and that relentless Willie Jefferson, that relentless Winnipeg defense got home finally.
Yeah, Willie playing that banjo, getting pressure on the court, getting pressure on Vernon Adams there. We don't know what kind of and Keon Hatcher's going to the sideline. He looks to be in pain, and that's going to be a huge loss if Keon Hatcher doesn't come back.
And Hatcher's their leading receiver coming into this game. So Willie Jefferson and company with an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. That defensive line, that veteran D line for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, has been there all 4 years of this dynasty. If they win one more, you can count it as a dynasty in Winnipeg.
2nd and 10 from the 48. Adams winds up, laces one over the middle, and that pass is caught. First down. Lucky Whitehead with the reception on a pickup of 18. First down, Lions.
Great protection up front for the offensive line of the BC Lions. Lucky Whitehead, the former NFL veteran, coming in, made a big difference last year. Kind of quiet this year, but he's stepping in for Keon Hatcher here, who's still on the sideline, and he appears to still be in pain. We'll see what happens there.
On first down, the handoff to Mazzell. Mazzell gets down to the 35-yard line. Jeffcoat, Thomas, Walker, and Jefferson up front for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Jefferson out of Stephen F. Austin, Walker out of Virginia Tech, Wilson, Adam Bighill out of Central Washington, and Cremati out of the University of Montreal. 5 in the backfield: Houston, Nichols, Alexander, Holm, and Brown for Richie Hall and his defensive Winnipeg Blue Bombers. 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7. Lions move right to left as we see it, and as you folks are listening along at home with us. The snap to Adams, has a clean pocket, zips one. That pass is incomplete, but there's a flag. Mazzell, the intended receiver, but we get a flag.
Might be holding on this call, but he slipped up a little bit on that pattern. So let's see what the call is on the field.
It's offside. Offside was called against BC, and Winnipeg declines the penalty. It'll be 3rd and 7, and the Lions will punt.
Yeah, they're spotlighting Keon Hatcher. I'm kind of curious to see. He was hopping on one leg, and he just falls in a heap. Ooh.
Yeah.
I hope it's not an Achilles injury.
I hope so
He's in the
also.
medical tent. He's in the tent right now, so I don't have a good feeling about this, no man.
Nor do I. Here's a high snap, and the punt is going to be taken at the 4-yard line ahead to the 10 and shoved out of bounds. Jamarian Grant on the return. So the Blue Bombers have the ball back, and they have a 7-3 lead. Let's pause for this timeout.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required here to tell you about Mahler Brothers Golf. We all want to look good in the golf course, but it often comes at the expense of feeling good. Mahler Brothers Golf has polos that look good and feel good. With their lightweight and stretchy material that hugs your body, you will feel cool while looking just as cool. Their polos are guaranteed to make you look better, but it's up to you to golf better. On a hot summer's day on the golf course, there's no polo that you would rather wear than Mahler Brothers Golf signature polos. Mahler Brothers Golf has a large catalog of polos with designs for those who want a loud design and others for those who want a subtle and sleek looking design. They also have fun t-shirts, hats, tumblers, and so much more to make your golfing experience better. Head to MahlerBrothers.com. It's MAHLERBROS. Use promo code BELLYUP at checkout for 15% off.
Across the board in college football, Florida State leads Miami, but only by 7, 27-20. They're late in the fourth quarter in Seattle, and the Washington Huskies have grabbed the lead 35-28. They've held Utah scoreless in the second half, although Utah is facing 4th and 10 from their own 18-yard line. That was one of the upsets that I called for. We'll keep an eye on that one. Along with Ryan McCarthy, Brian Snow here with you. It's the West Division Final, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers lead by a score of 7-3, and now the offense meeting on the sideline. And if you're BC, you would love to have a 2-and-out or keep Winnipeg on their side of the field and not give up any more points.
Keeping an eye on that medical tent for Keon Hatcher. Let's see if he makes a return. But like I said, if you go to the medical tent, that's usually a bad sign. Let's see what this BC defense can do against Winnipeg's offense this time around.
Here comes Oliveira on first down. He's going to churn out 5, maybe 6 on that play, and that's been the theme of this entire first quarter. Second time that the Blue Bombers have had the ball. A name we haven't called, and I don't think we'll get to call today, is Dalton Schoen.
I believe Dalton Schoen is out for the game. I believe he has an ankle injury. I was listening to the 2-and-Out CFL podcast. Shout out to that's one of my favorite CFL podcasts. Shout out to Travis and Brazilian Ty. Travis was talking about that injury on their pregame in the pregame preview of that podcast. So something to keep it. But Winnipeg's deep in receivers, so I think they'll be okay.
Prukop keeps. And Prukop's going to pick up the first down, but we get a flag first and foremost. As we have reached the final minute of the first quarter, 58 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Let's check the flag. And the survey says BC's offside for the second time. And that is a free first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And Ryan, something you said during the first game, you can't give away free first downs.
No, you can't give away free first downs, especially in a game like this where a berth in the Grey Cup is on the line.
Clock starts to run, 53 seconds left, 1st and 10 for the Blue Bombers. They're at their own 21-yard line. As we get a look at Ryan Phillips, the defensive coordinator for the BC Lions. Lions move left to right here at the tail end of the first quarter. Here's Oliver. Nope, they fake it, and they throw it out to the left side. Dembski with the catch. He's got the first down out to the 35 and dragged down at the 40-yard line on a pickup of 19. And that's another first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and here they go again.
Nick Dembski was like Sheed Bailey. Rick Dembski was also a game-time decision, but he's such a versatile weapon on that Winnipeg Blue Bombers offense. I wouldn't think he would, for for a second he would stay out of the lineup for this type of game. And Dembski himself, being a University of Manitoba graduate, so this is a home game for him. Every Winnipeg and every game at IG Field is a home game for Nick Dembski.
Ball's out to the 40-yard line, and we have another injured Lion, and injuries are starting to pile up early. Everybody taking a break, and we'll try to get the ID of the injured Lion. They're emerging from the tent. This does not look good at all for Keon Hatcher.
No,
because it looked like they had a stretch. It looked like they had a stretcher coming out for him.
I wonder if they're going to put him on the cart and wheel him out to get an X-ray.
TJ Lee
players. TJ Lee, number 6, the defensive back for the BC Lions.
TJ Lee out of Eastern Washington. 14 seconds remain in the first quarter. Winnipeg 7, BC 3, and they're helping TJ Lee to the sidelines, and this doesn't look good either.
No, they're literally carrying him off the field.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't be a good sign, especially since
not at all.
It's it could be a serious injury.
And that could be the second major injury suffered by the BC Lions. 4 seconds left in the first quarter. And they will get this snap. Caleros takes it. Here's Oliveira escaping to his left. Oliveira's got first down and more across the 50, and now he's down at midfield. And this running game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers has been absolutely awesome. And that is how we close the first quarter on this alternative play-by-play presented by No Credentials Required and Belly Up. Your score at the end of 1, Winnipeg 7, BC 3. Ryan and I will be back with the second quarter after these messages on No Credentials Required and Belly Up Sports.
This episode of No Credentials Required is brought to you by Invader Coffee. For the coffee lover who wants good, quality coffee with no bullshit and no filler, Invader Coffee is an ultra-premium, veteran-owned coffee company proudly delivering only the best coffee your hard-earned money can buy. They aim to only serve the highest quality, organic, air-roasted coffee beans sourced from free trade farms all over the world. They keep things simple. The best coffee at an affordable price in order to provide you with the value you deserve for your morning boost. 100% fair trade, 100% organic coffee beans, 100% air-roasted, 100% money-back guarantee. Visit invadercoffee.com, enter promo code BELLYUP at checkout, and receive 15% off your order. Are you ready to elevate your sports betting experience? Look no further than DraftKings Sportsbook. Why choose DraftKings Sportsbook? Unmatched variety. Bet on your favorite sports leagues or discover new ones to follow. Live betting. Test your instincts and feel the adrenaline as you bet in real time while the game unfolds. Promotions and boosted odds. DraftKings keeps the excitement going with a range of promotions, odds boosts, and special offers. And a user-friendly interface. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or new to the game, DraftKings' intuitive platform makes placing bets a breeze. Ready to dive in? Belly Up Sports has partnered with DraftKings Sportsbook to give you an exclusive offer. Sign up at dkng.co/BellyUp150, and new customers will get $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet $5 or more. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take your love for sports to the next level. Sign up today and let the games begin. Please gamble responsibly. 21 years or older. Eligibility restrictions apply. See website for details.
Brady Oliveira has 70 yards by himself. He has outgained the BC offense 70-43. Welcome back as we get ready for the second quarter. Brian Snow joined by Ryan McCarthy. And so far, so good for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers as Lucy has decided to join for the call this afternoon. She's all tangled up. There you go, Lucy. So they switch directions. Blue Bombers have the ball And here they go again, off to the races. They lead 7-3. They have the ball at midfield as we start the second quarter with a first down for the Blue Bombers. Snap to Caleros. He's back on 3, throws, and that pass is caught. And the catch was made by Kenny Lawler.
Kenny the King.
Kenny the King, indeed. And another first down for not another first down. 2nd and inches. So officially a gain of 9.
So I'm loosely listening to the TSN feed, and Claire Hanna, the brilliant sideline reporter, says that Keon Hatcher is actually questionable to come back in the game. So maybe the injury isn't as severe as we first thought, but I'm kind of curious to see what happened with TJ Lee.
On 2nd down, here's Prukop. He's got a first down by 2 yards.
That's former New Jersey General Dalton Prukop to you.
Yes. Yes.
Or Dakota Prukop, excuse me.
Dakota Prukop. I think if I'm right, he played at Montana State.
He's listed at the University of Oregon. But you could be right.
I remember him at Montana State, but he did finish at Oregon.
Let's do some real-time research on this.
Please, let's.
Yes, he played for Montana State and then transferred to Oregon.
That's what I thought. 1st and 10 for the Blue Bombers. They move left here in the second quarter. Here's the snap to Caleros in the hand to Oliveira, running off left tackle, and Oliveira is easy going to pick up the first down. In fact, he'll pick up 18 on that play. Yikes.
This defensive line by the BC Lions is getting absolutely blown off the ball when Brady Oliveira, when there's a running play going on.
They're getting shredded. This BC offensive line is absolutely getting shredded, and it's Neufeld again that had the lead block.
Neufeld and Kolinkowski, the center, they were key on that play.
And they're springing Oliveira loose. 16-yard game officially, down to the 27. 12.5 remaining in the first half. 7-3 in favor of the Blue Bombers. The fake to Oliveira. Caleros rolls out to his right, looking to throw, and he's going to be swallowed up and dropped. Sione Tahema with the sack that time, out of Southwest Louisiana, 6'4" in his second year. That may be a momentum shift.
Yep, coming right off the edge, he just sheds the blocking receiver and then gets around Nick Dembski easily and drops Caleros.
That was easy. This may be
the stop that the defense needs to get some momentum back on their side.
Sione Tahema, 37 tackles. He had 7 sacks during the season. 11-yard loss, 2nd down and 21 from the BC 38-yard line. Everybody in motion. The snap to Caleros. He steps up into the pocket. A pump fake. Now unloads a deep one for the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. Everybody got tangled up in the end zone. And it's 3rd down coming up for the Blue Bombers.
I have to wonder if Mike O'Shea is going to try to throw a flag for possible pass interference, but let's take a look at the replay. And
no,
there needs to be a lot of hand fighting.
My answer is no.
Everybody,
my answer is no.
Lawler could have caught that ball, but it was the foot of looks like number 21.
Oh my goodness,
Sirmian Bayago. His foot, foot prevented the catch from happening in the end zone. Otherwise, it's a highlight play.
Castillo from 46. The snap is backing down. The kick is wide, and they got to get the ball out, and they will not. They'll concede the point. The Lions will, and they'll take over with 11:09 remaining in the second quarter. Winnipeg now leads by a score of 8-3, and they were literally a foot away from going up 14-3. Let's pause for this timeout.
Legitimately. Yeah, we're going to take a pause for the cause, folks. We'll be right back.
Join Ryan McCarthy
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
and Dustin Henry
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps
as they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
Snowman will be back in just a moment as we come back to the alternative play-by-play. And joining us all the way from Norway is our buddy Sick Diggy. This miscatch is brought to you by Bumleg Orthopedic, the only thing keeping Anthony Davis in the NBA. That's Bumleg Orthopedic. Oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg, oh my leg. Literally, literally on that pass play, the foot of Sirmian Bayabyogo kept that from being a highlight reel catch. Oh, and Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. The belt for chapping that ride hard. That's Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. Salute to Gary, Indiana. Thanks, Sick. We appreciate you joining us on the No Credentials Required alternative play-by-play. We hope you're watching the game as well as this alternative play-by-play, whether you're watching on Snowman Multimedia or on No Credentials Required YouTube channel. The CFL TSN's in an extended media break, as is Mr. Snow. If you got a CFL question or any kind of related questions, let us know in the chat. The chat's always open for comments. We welcome all the comments coming in from places like Norway or from AB Media, who's checking in from Indiana. So let's get back to the action as Snowman returns in just a moment. As BC takes over at their own 40-yard line, it's 8-3 with 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Vernon Adams takes a shotgun snap, goes back to pass, got plenty of time. He fires, and it's incomplete. Brandon Alexander with that stop. The ball was intended for Justin McInnes, number 18. As Snowman returns back to the booth, let's hand it over to him.
McInnes was the intended receiver, and a great play by Alexander to knock the ball away.
I believe Brandon Alexander was another all-star this season for the Winnipeg defense.
Second down and 10 for the BC Lions. They trail 8-3. They were 16 for 22 on second downs last week. Adams to throw. Spins out of a tackle, but he's dropped by Jackson Jeffcoat. Well, that was a quick 2-and-out. Third down coming up for the BC Lions, and Vernon Adams is limping.
Jeffcoat just bull rushes his defensive lineman, number 65,
Sure
Chung,
did.
and just ran right through him and got right to Vernon Adams. That's a 2-and-out for the BC Lions. And yes, Vernon Adams is bending over, and we'll see what the extent of his injury is.
The injuries are piling up for both teams. So third down and a bunch for the BC Lions. Yeah, the fewest, and that punt is blocked and picked up by the Bombers inside the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Winnipeg. Zoinks! This game is turned on a dime. 14-3 Blue Bombers with 9:39 left in the half.
Nick Hallett with the touchdown, but let's look at the block punt here. And Hallett just actually came in home free.
Yeah.
Gets
He
the
was
block,
not touched.
picks up the ball, and just runs with it. Also gets some help from his fellow special teams players. And he carries that ball over the goal line home for the Blue Bombers. And this game actually, so it's not one to review. I wonder if they mark him short, but I think he's in. But we'll see it from the replay.
I think he's in also. I think he's in.
And
Taking a look.
his knee looks like it's going to be
His knee
down at
is-
No, his knee never touched the ground. His knee never touched the ground. That's a touchdown.
That is indeed a touchdown. From the one angle I'm looking at, he didn't touch the ground. His knee never touched the ground. Let's look again. He's in. He is in.
Yeah, he's definitely, his knee never touched
His
the
knee
ground.
never touched down. He's in.
As we wait for the official call, every touchdown in the CFL, just like in the NFL and college football, is under
It's
review.
reviewed. Mm-hmm.
And the ruling stands as a touchdown.
He's in. $9:39 left in the second quarter, and the Blue Bombers, thanks to Nick Hallett with the block, the recovery, and the scoop and the score, has extended their lead. 14-3. The extra point is on the way. It is good. And it is now 15-3 in favor of Winnipeg. And you just get this feeling that the Blue Bombers are ready to run away and hide.
Yeah, this could be the snowball effect we saw in the previous game with Marc-Andre Ducroix getting that pick six, and it's had a snowball effect for the rest of the game. We could be seeing it here very, very early. And actually, we got some questions already. We got some questions in the chat. Sick Diggy all the way from Norway. He asked, how come the teams in the CFL play 12 men aside instead of 11 men in the NFL? I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the field is so much bigger.
Yep.
They have rugby dimensions in the CFL. The CFL game is taken from rugby, where the field dimensions are huge, with the exception of the end zones. The end zones are 20 yards deep, as opposed to the NFL, which is only 5 yards deep. So that the size of the field gives you the opportunity to have an extra man on the field.
Yeah. And not only that, the hash marks, although this season the hash marks came in about 5 yards, instead of it being enormously spread out, it was spread out further than college football in the US. The hash marks have come in, but only came in about 5 yards. Yeah. So the extra dimensions allow for the extra man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On both sides of the ball.
He also asked what the concussion protocol in the CFL is like. Compare that to the NFL. I have to imagine it's the same, but I don't want to make assumptions. I don't want to jump to conclusions. So I'll have to look that up and give you an answer probably at halftime, Sick, but that's a great question as well. And Vikala checking in.
Vikala.
The two crime bosses, Kingpin, Brian Snow, and Espresso McCarthy. I have a sound for that too.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. All right, we're getting underway with the kickoff.
Here we go again as we get back to work. And the kick is taken at the 10-yard line, ahead of 15 to the 20, sprinting to the outside and dragged down across the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Looks like Vernon Adams comes back into the game.
Dylan St. Pierre on the return. So at halftime of this broadcast, we'll do what we did earlier. We'll take a little bit of an extended break, and then we'll come back and break down the first half, which seems and is threatening to get far away from the BC Lions. You thought the season would get away from the BC Lions because, well, hello, Nathan Rourke. They had to replace the remarkable Rourke. But Vernon Adams has done a great job in his stead, but now he finds himself down 15-3. Adams in shotgun formation takes the belt high snap, hands to Mazzell. Mazzell gets across the 40 to about the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. Pick up a 4 to be second down and 6. And this is where the Lions need to get better.
Yeah, Mazzell is a little upset because he thinks it was a broken tackle away from breaking one, and I thought he was too.
I thought so also. Got to convert here if you're BC. Second down and 6, 8:39 left in the first half, 15-3 in favor of the Blue Bombers. Adams waits in shotgun formation, takes the belt high snap, looks left, throws left, and it's tipped high in the air, and it's picked off. It is picked off by, is that Wilson again? Yes.
Tyree Wilson, yes.
But we have a flag. Let's check the flag first. And from the looks of it, it's against BC.
It could be a unnecessary roughness. Oh, it's a face mask penalty.
Face mask against the Lions. Winnipeg keeps the ball, and this is the point where, just highlighted a moment ago, a chance to run away.
And to answer Vicala, Two Crime Bosses, Kingpin Brian Snow, and Espresso McCarthy, I have this.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
So Winnipeg has the ball back. And wouldn't you know it, a chance to get even more points on the board. And on first down, the run straight ahead, only a couple yards on the play. Two-yard gain, second down and 8 from the BC 33-yard line. So our first turnover of the game has the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in prime scoring territory. Oliveira got stopped for a gain of 2 on that play. Caleros waits. They'll work out of the pistol. Receivers all over the place. Here they come in motion. Now they shift to a shotgun. Snap to Caleros, looking to throw. Caleros escapes to his left. Fakes. Throws. Caught. First down. What a play by Zach Caleros. That is
doing what he does best and keeping the play alive. He's flushed out of the pocket. He dances around a little bit, stops, finds Wolotarski right at the sticks, and it's another first down for the Blue Bombers.
Another first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And they keep the drive going. 6:44 left in the first half. They'll work from the 23-yard line. First and 10. Coming up for the Blue Bombers, and they are just taking their time and picking this Lions defense apart. From the 23, first and 10. The handoff to Oliveira. Nope, that's not Oliveira, but he's only going to get a couple yards that time. That's Johnny Augustine on the carry that time.
You want to give Oliveira a break. He's been in almost every single offensive play in this game. Figured they'd give him a break, and I don't blame him, especially when they're up this big.
Buck Pierce, the offensive coordinator, they're about to be up even bigger if they punch this in the end zone, which I have a feeling they're going to do. Under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Second down and 8 from the BC 21-yard line. And you can see the looks on the Lions' faces already. They're already spent. Snap to Caleros. Rushes on. Caleros escapes to his right. Lobs one in the end zone, and that pass is incomplete. Great play on defense. And now it's third down. Manny Rugamba on the pass defense that time for the BC Lions, and they've kept him out of the end zone, but they're in prime scoring territory for a field goal.
Great pass rush there by Woody Barron, getting on the inside in the gap and trying to get to Caleros and flush him out of the pocket, which had him going right. And he doesn't have to throw across his body, but also a great play by Rugamba.
So Castillo will try one from 29 yards. Here's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And Winnipeg starting to run away. They now lead by a score of 19-3. Coming up on the No Credentials Required halftime report after an extended break, we'll give you all the stats, facts, and figures of the first half. And we will break down what needs to happen for both teams as we head to the second half. That's the No Credentials Required halftime report, brought to you by No Credentials Required, where you can see and hear every week. And it's produced by Belly Up Sports in cooperation with Godzilla Media. Along with Ryan McCarthy, Brian Snow here with you as we're bringing you live play-by-play coverage, alternative play-by-play coverage of the CFL West Division Final. And right now it's all Winnipeg, which is kind of what we thought it would be. 19-3 is your score so far. Observations of the first half so far, Ryan.
Brady Oliveira left, Brady Oliveira right, Brady Oliveira getting a pass, Brady Oliveira getting shoved into the end zone by his own offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And the special teams play, this very special teams play by number 21, Nick Hallett, which is basically the backbreaker right now for the BC Lions.
Hey, diddle. Brady Oliveira up the middle.
Yep.
Which is basically what's going on right now.
I don't disagree there. I was hoping for a closer game than this, but Winnipeg's coming out flying, even after the bye week, even after their bye week, they're coming out flying and they're out for blood.
They are playing at a much crisper pace than Toronto did earlier in the day, and Toronto's coming off what could be an extended bye because, as we mentioned in that game, and we'll wrap that up at halftime, they clinched in week 12.
Yeah.
So they basically played the last 9 games of the year with nothing to play for because they had already clinched not only the division title, but they clinched home field advantage. And it was not an advantage today.
No, absolutely not. If you're a Toronto Argonauts fan, you are bitterly disappointed after the historic season you just had. To have it end that way, it gives you just more motivation for 2024.
18-3 our score in favor of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers from the 40-yard line. The snap to Adams. He'll give it to Mazzell, running off left tackle, and Mazzell's going to pick up 5, maybe 6, maybe even 7 on that play. And that's a good start. That's a good start for the BC Lions. They're in this ball game. Don't get it twisted. They are in this. They are in this ball game because their offense can score points in a bunch. But that Winnipeg defense, that Winnipeg defense, just like Montreal earlier, has come to play. They are not fooling around this afternoon or this evening, I should say. Richie Hall is the Winnipeg defensive coordinator. Gain of 7, second down and 3. The handoff to Mazzell, and Mazzell's going to get stuffed. He'll be 1.5 yards short of the first down. And now it's third down. And what does BC do? Do they keep their offense on the field? And from the looks of it, the answer is no.
No, they're going to punt. And you see great job there by Willie Jefferson coming off the edge, and he's coming off the edge and he swallows up. That's Kyrie Wilson, excuse me. And Willie Jefferson trying to set the edge, and you see Wilson come in as your will linebacker. He just comes in and
third down. They're going to try to throw for it, and it is caught. First down, Lions.
What a gamble!
Told ya. They took a gamble, and it pays off in a gain of 15.
Stephen Flintoff with the pass to Patrice Rene. What a play call by Rick Campbell and his offensive staff.
And that pass was perfect. Rene.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mike Benavides is the special teams coordinator who called that.
Mike Rene was falling to the ground because his legs came out from under him, but he had enough room to make the catch.
Don't matter. It's a first down. Regardless of what happened, it's a first down.
And we tick down toward 3 minutes, 5 on the play clock for Vernon Adams and company. The snap to Adams. He looks to throw, winds up, throws deep, and it is incomplete. Javon Catoy, the intended receiver, all 6'5" on him from the Langley Rams, was the intended receiver, 2nd and 10.
It looks like Vernon just shorted that ball.
He did. He short-armed
it. He short-armed it, and he could have had Catoy in stride, but Catoy had to come back for that ball, and he was lucky it wasn't picked off there by Jamar Parker.
If he doesn't short-arm that, that's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown.
That is a touchdown easy if he doesn't short-arm that. Now you got to get all 10 on second down. They're 2 for 7 tonight on second downs. Adams to throw, stepping up into the pocket, now escapes. He's in trouble, and down he goes. No soup for you, Vernon Adams. Clements gets the sack, and we are down to the 3-minute warning of the first half And so far, it is all Winnipeg Blue Bombers as they look to win their 4th straight Western Division final. 2:35 for the first half. Winnipeg 18, BC 3. Let's pause for this timeout.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
What's the last live sporting event you went to?
As a fan or as a media pass holder?
Both.
As a fan, I want to say Devils Oilers New Year's Eve 2021.
Nice.
And as a media holder, National Arena League Championship 2022.
Well, I can answer both in one sentence. Cambridge Fieldhouse, Indianapolis, Indiana, this past Monday, where I've had the chance to meet the legendary voice of the Pacers, Mark Boyle. I got introduced as a legend by my good friend Bill Schoenig, who is the radio voice of the San Antonio Spurs, and I get to see him again in Chicago on December 21st, and I'm going to have someone in tow with me.
All right. Well, if I don't read these ads, Sick will have apoplexy, so I'll read this off. This break is brought to you by Dirty Newfie Bacon, the best Canadian bacon out of Newfoundland. Tastes so good, you better feel dirty. And sweet maple syrup. It's sweet. It's a treat. It'll sweeten your teeth. Sweet Tooth maple syrup.
Here's the approach and the punt on 3rd and 16. And it's going to take a bounce, and it's taken by Janarian Grant. He'll simply run out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And a first down coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They lead 18-3. And given the way that the Bombers have performed here in the first half, any points just may put this game out of reach in terms of the Lions' ability to come back and win this, because you're facing the number one offense, you're facing the number one defense in the league, and you're facing a team that has had your number in 4 of the last 5 years, especially when it comes to the most important game, which this would be. It's the Western Final. BC has not been to the Grey Cup since 2011. Winnipeg trying to go back there for a 4th consecutive year. Here's Oliveira, and Oliveira out to the left side gets a couple. Woods makes the stop for BC. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I have a feeling that if Winnipeg can grind down the clock and drive down the field and get at least 3 points out of this closing drive to end the half, that might be, and don't forget they get the ball first in the second half.
Yes, they do. Because remember, BC took the first drive, took the kickoff, and scored on their first drive of the game. They haven't done anything since then. On 2nd down, the snap to Caleros. Blitz is on. Caleros had to bat it down. Oh, that was almost a pick six waiting to happen. So the clock is frozen with 1:51 left in the first half, and BC will get a chance to move the ball again and get within a score.
It looks like Bo Lacombo and Matthew Betts got in there, and Bria Oliveira was into block. Was with the screens was set up the screen.
Mm-hmm.
He chipped Lacombo, but it wasn't quite enough. And Lacombo just sticks his hand up and bats the ball down.
So now it is 3rd down and a chance for the BC Lions, as mentioned.
And I'm sorry, it was Lacombo and David Menard who got in there.
They're tied for the fewest 2-and-outs in the league, Winnipeg is. Here's the approach and the punt. It's going to be a short one, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So a nice starting point for the BC Lions. Here's a question for you. After this season, should BC be unsuccessful in getting to the Grey Cup, do they move away from Vernon Adams?
No, he brought him this far this season. I was very surprised at his progress. I would say his progress, considering Nathan Rourke went to the NFL, but he's
Mhm.
he's the guy who brought him this far. I think you stick with the guy who brought you to the dance.
You got to get a better offensive line in front of him because he has taken a beating this year. Let's see what he does this time on 1st and 10 from the BC 45. The snap to Adams. He drops the screen to Mazzell, and Mazzell is dropped for a 2-yard loss.
Did not matter if they get the screen off. They're right there. Was number 41 Brian Cole with the stop behind the original line of scrimmage. That's a loss of 3.
2nd down and 13 coming up for the BC Lions. And the last thing you want to do if you're BC is give Winnipeg the ball back. You got a couple of chunk plays so far in the first half. 5 of them to be exact, but 3 of them came on the first drive of the game, including a pass interference penalty.
Yeah, that's a great play by Brian Cole to stay home and watch for the play to develop. And as soon as Brazil got the ball, he just beeline to Brazil, and Adam Big Hill, he came up lame on that play. So
oh boy,
this might be a big injury. This might be a very costly injury for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defense.
It might be a cramp. It may be something worse. It's a loss of 1 on the play. It's 2nd and 11. We have 1:37 remaining in the first half. Winnipeg leads BC by a count of 18-3. And you mentioned it, Ryan. The snowball has started in Winnipeg's favor.
Well, he's getting up, but he's limping. So it could be a cramp. It could also be a strain.
From the looks of it, it's a cramp. I more than likely am wrong on the. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no, that's a strain. Because now we can't put any weight on it at all.
Any weight on it. Hopefully it's not a worst case scenario for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Adam Big Hill is a gigantic part of that defense. He's the one who sets up. He's the linebacker. He's the captain who sets up the defense to succeed, and how they've succeeded so far in these last 4 seasons.
2nd down and 11 coming up from the BC 44 on a loss of 1 on that screenplay for Vernon Adams and company. Everybody in motion. Snap to Adams. He looks to throw a pump fake, steps up into the pocket. Now he'll take off. Adams breaks free, and then he's bowled down at the 45-yard line, or at the 50-yard line. I beg your pardon. Gain of 6, 3rd and 5 coming up for the BC Lions. And what do you do here? Do you punt the football, knowing this could be a double play for Winnipeg if they get down the field and score, and they get the ball to start the second half?
I say I would go for it. I'd take a bit of a gamble. You took a bit of a gamble last time with the fake punt, but it's 3rd and 5. It's around midfield, and I'm surprised they're punting, not going for it.
Maybe not.
Or they're trying to draw them offsides. Let's see.
They are trying to draw them offside. Got 6 on the play clock, and they will punt it away. It's going to bounce and taken by Grant at the 20-yard line. Ahead to the 30. Grant breaking free across the 40 to the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. 22-yard return on a punt that traveled 50 yards. And the Blue Bombers have the ball at their own 42, and a whole bunch of time remaining.
Yeah, 49 seconds remaining. I wonder if Brady Oliveira already has 103 rushing yards.
3 yards rushing. He has outrushed. He has outrushed both Toronto and BC combined.
He has more yards rushing than BC has total yards.
Total yards. Here he comes again. This time off to the left, and he can't escape. And making the tackle that time was Francis Bemley, 6'4", 270, the former Thunderbird out of Southern Utah. 1,534 yards for Brady Oliveira. And 55%.
That's why he's the MOP candidate out of the West. Yeah.
And wouldn't be surprised if he gets it. This might be the last play of the first half. Winnipeg in absolutely no hurry. Remember, they get the ball to start the second half. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Down to the final 25 seconds remaining in the first half. And we get a whistle. And we get a delay game.
Might be a procedure call. Delay a game.
Or as they say, a time clock violation, time count violation. In which we
regardless of where you live, the penalties are still the same.
Which we count as a delay of game. And that's also a loss of down.
Yep, because it's inside a minute, so they have lost it down.
So 3rd and 10 coming up, and Winnipeg will punt for the second time tonight. 23 seconds left in the first half. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Punt gets away and taken at the 20-yard line by Lucky Whitehead across the 30, 35, and down at the 39-yard line. 19-yard return on that.
Well, let's see what BC can do in these last 11 seconds. We've seen some we saw some crazy. We've seen some weird, wild things that have happened. I mean, remember the last game? In the last 3 minutes, there were 3 turnovers in that last game.
3 turnovers in the last 3 minutes of the first half.
Incredible. 2
interceptions and a strip sack.
Well, let's see what kind of craziness we can see here in the West Final.
11 seconds left in the first half of play. Adams will wait in shotgun formation. He'll take the bell high snap. And he winds up and throws over the middle, and that pass is caught. With 5 seconds left in the first half, McInnes makes the catch. Timeout called by BC, and now McInnes is slow to get up.
Oh, man.
So you would have to think it'll be a long field goal attempt for BC.
Looks like he just got the wind knocked out of him. So,
yeah.
It looks like he landed hard on the ball on the ground.
He did. Timeout called by BC. 5 seconds left in the first half. Can they get closer for a field goal attempt?
I think he could probably take 2 shots, 1 shot at the end zone before the half ends, but only 5 seconds left. You want to take that risk?
In this case, yes. You want to have a little bit of momentum, and they're gonna take a shot from the 45-yard line in Winnipeg territory. Here's the snap to Adams. Zips it and passes incomplete with 1 second left in the first half. And now you have no choice but to try a long field goal. And McInnes is still limping. He's
not happy with himself either. He knows he could have made that catch, but it was batted away at the last second by the Winnipeg defense. But if BC can get some points out of this, that'll be a good momentum swing. It'll be good momentum for them to go into the locker room.
And a chance for their defense to rest, catch their breath, and figure out what they need to do to stop this offense. They're not going to take the points. They're going to take a shot. Adams rolls out to his right, looking to throw. Unloads a deep one for the end zone, and it is caught!
Oh!
McInnes! Touchdown! Wow. BC Lions! Off the deflection!
Wow!
Victory right indeed, and Vernon Adams gets him in the end zone as the clock goes dead.
I want to see who tried to bat it down. If Blue Bombers try to bat it down, let's see the replay here. And it was just it went into a sea of arms, and McInnes was just right there at the right time to catch that ball off the deflection, off the sea of hands that were going for it. Wow, that could be a huge momentum shifter going into the locker room.
Indeed. 18-9 is our score. The extra point is good, and we're at halftime. Well, was wondering if they could find a way to make this a 1-possession game, and thanks to a Hail Mary to close the first half, they did just that. The BC Lions are back in this contest. They trail by 8, 18-10. Ryan and I will break down the first half for you after we take a little bit of an extended break, refresh our water, and get you ready for the second half of tonight's broadcast. We're back in a little bit.
All right, we are. Well, I'm back for the alternative play-by-play for No Credentials Required, and waiting for Snowman to get back. Love to hear your comments. We talked about penalties before. Orpula Ron Cherry, 60 says, Orpula Ron Cherry. Personal foul, 69 defense. He was given the business. Repeat the down. I think that was during a New York Jets game, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to verify that. But take a look at some of the stats during the first half of this game. As Vernon Adams, 5 of 12, 90 yards, that long touchdown to end the first half. Most importantly, a funny alternative stat line. Stephen Flintoft, the punter, 1 for 1 for 9 yards. That kept the drive alive for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Zach Collaros, 4 of 8 for 50 yards. Brady Oliveira, 14 carries, 101 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. Incredible stats for Brady Oliveira, who, again, is the West Division's most outstanding player candidate. Whether he wins that award, not really sure. We'll find out next Friday, or next Saturday, excuse me, during the CFL Awards. I'll bring in my partner for this broadcast, Mr. Brian Snow. Mr. Snow,
Yes,
your
sir.
impressions of the Western Final?
Damn. About what we expected. It's about what we expected. Winnipeg threatened to run away and hide 3 separate times. The block punt that turned into a touchdown. Then they extended the lead with a field goal. But Vernon Adams just may have rescued the season for the BC Lions on that Hail Mary to close the first half.
That is indeed true, and yeah, I expected a bit of a dogfight.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think the second,
I expected a higher scoring game.
Hey, we may not be disappointed. I mean, it's 19-10, it's 18-10 at the end of the half. It's still a one-score game. But we could see more fireworks in the second half. We'll have to see. As I was just giving the stat line, Brady Oliveira has 131 yards rushing in the first half alone, which is an incredible stat for, Zach Collaros doesn't have to do that much work for the as the quarterback, only 50 yards passing in this half. But when you got a running back who could do the dirty work for you, you don't have to throw that much.
Well, at the end of the second game tonight, Ryan and I will quickly wrap up both games, and you can see and hear the wrap up later on snowmanmultimediasports.com, as well as no credentials required on both of our YouTube channels, as well as Belly Up Sports. But man, while we got a moment, how about those Alouettes of Montreal? Your Montreal Alouettes did the impossible and took down the defending Grey Cup champion Toronto Argonauts 38-17. And there's so many numbers that we can pull from that game. Of course, Ryan and I did the call for that. Ryan took the lead on that. Fabulous job by you, sir. But if there's one number we can pull from that, 9 turnovers by the Toronto Argonauts.
9 times.
9
turnovers, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble, and 4 turnovers on downs.
Yeah, 4 turnovers on downs, 4 interceptions, and 1 fumble.
2 pick sixes, by the way.
2 of those interceptions turned into pick sixes.
That was a big difference in the game.
Marc-Andre Lacroix started the whole thing for the Alouettes, because we talked about how quickly Toronto can score. Marc-Andre Lacroix took care of all of that with a 100-yard pick six to start the game.
Indeed. He had 2 pick sixes during the regular season. For me to say I'm shocked that he got a third one in a game as important as this isn't really that surprising.
Right.
But this Montreal defense has stabilized itself during the last half of the year. A lot of it had to do with bringing in Sean Lemon as one of your premier edge rushers. They bring in Darnell Sankey, another veteran presence in the defensive lineup as a linebacker. he's made a huge difference in this lineup. So a few weeks, if you tell me back in mid-August that the Montreal Alouettes were going to have a defensive performance of a lifetime in the East Final, I would have said you are absolutely out of your mind.
Against one of the highest scoring teams in the CFL. Remember,
And
Toronto
against
was
one of the
averaging 32 points per game coming into the East Final. Toronto had everything going their way. And again, we talked about ring rust. We talked about if Toronto would be rusty. They clinched everything in week 12. They still had to play 8 more games, and they had to play 8 more games. Everything had already been clinched, and they had the bye week. And they had a bye.
Yeah. And it wasn't like early in the season, you could see the other Eastern teams get left in the dust. Montreal was left in the dust. Ottawa was left in the dust. Hamilton was left in the dust. Hamilton caught on during the rest of the regular season, as did Montreal. I mean,
yes,
Montreal was swept by Toronto in all 3 of their games. They were absolutely pounded into the ground in 2 of those games. And the final game, and then the last game, they figured they finally caught up to them in a way, only lost by 7. But at that point, you're saying, okay, maybe there's some hope. And then it's very difficult to beat one team 4 times during the regular season.
Today proved that.
And during the pregame of the West Final, I brought up this tweet by AJ Jakubek, who is the play-by-play for the Ottawa Red Blacks. He works for 1290 TSN in Ottawa, or 1200 TSN in Ottawa.
Right.
He listed off the best teams in league history. 2007 New England Patriots, 16-0. 2016 Golden State Warriors, 72-9. 2001 Seattle Mariners, 116-46. 2023 Boston Bruins, 65-12-5. 1989 Edmonton Eskimos, 16-2. And finally, 2023 Toronto Argonauts, 16-2. It tells you a lot. You're the best regular season team in the history of your leagues.
And they could all end like this.
And it does not guarantee that you win the championship. That's why that's why the playoffs are what the playoffs are.
Incredible performance by Montreal today. Absolutely incredible. You can't take anything away from them. And again, we go back to that pick 6 that started the avalanche. Think about it. That pick 6 started the avalanche in Montreal's favor, because both of us were stunned when it happened. Marc-Andre, and let's highlight this. On all 4 interceptions by Chad Kelly, he was not set.
No.
He was not set to throw the football. That first one, he had to drop sidearm. Lacroix read it perfectly and took off.
Read it perfectly. Yep.
He read it perfectly and took off. We're getting ready to start the third quarter. McKinnis, 3 catches, 77 yards, plus that miraculous 45-yard touchdown on a victory right play. Anyone who's familiar with the Northwestern Wildcats remembers that play. BC is not out of this by a long shot. That touchdown got them back in the ball game, and now they're going to lean on their defense to make a stop to start the third period.
Yeah, let me just say this: that redemption arc for McKinnis there in that first half, that catch to get them inside into Winnipeg territory, then the drop, and then the Hail Mary, the Hail Murray to end the second half with a touchdown.
Yep.
Great instantaneous career arc.
All right. Here we go with the third period, and it's a short kick. It's taken at the 15, ahead to the 20, to the 25, and it's BC that has the ball out to the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and inside Blue Bomber territory. And incredibly, the Lions start in plus territory.
Yeah, great blocking up front by the Upmen as Williams here gets the ball to
Terry?
15 and just Terry Williams and just gets some moves, get some blocking, and just takes off and gets a great gain as he goes inside of Winnipeg's half to start this inside of Winnipeg's half to start this second half.
Terry Hot Rod Williams puts the BC Lions in prime scoring territory, 1st and 10 from the Winnipeg 52. The fake to Mazzell. Adams looking, has a great pocket, stepping up into the pocket. Now he's in trouble, and down he goes on a loss of 9. Jackson Jeffcoat with his second sack of the night.
Coverage sack.
No way to go.
You can't be in the pocket that long and not find a receiver. You got to run with that ball. But that's great coverage there by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I don't see Adam Bighill on the field to start the second half.
Nor do I. And that's a scary sight, not to have one of your defensive captains out on the floor with you to start the second half. On second down, here's Adams scrambling into the pocket. Adams in trouble. Gets away. Got to throw it away. Now the ball's loose, and Adams able to fall on it.
Another coverage sack.
My gracious.
These receivers got to get open. I wonder if the absence of Keon Hatcher has a lot to do with Vernon Adams holding onto the ball for way too long.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. So instead of having some positive yards, you lose 23 on 2 sacks, and now it's 3rd and 33. The approach and the punt. And this one's going to be short. It's going to be taken at the 20-yard line by Janarian Grant. And Grant is dropped after a 3-yard return. And if you're BC, I know you're excited about that stop. The last thing you need is to give Winnipeg any yards going forward. Brady Oliveira, the star of the game, 14 carries, 101 yards for number 20, and he has been getting yards in chunks for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Yeah, it's all thanks to that big offensive line of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers pushing, just absolutely taking the defensive line for the BC Lions up off target.
And here's Oliveira. Oh, Oliveira didn't get it. Caleros is swarmed under and sacked. Sione Tahema with his second sack of the game. And it's second down. I thought Oliveira got it because he had some room. And at the last second, Caleros pulled. Oh, here's what happened. The ball dropped.
Yeah.
The ball was on the ground, and Caleros able to cover it.
So doing a quick Twitter search about Adam Bighill. It looks like he sounds like he was carted off the field. I don't think he's returning. Man. That's disastrous.
It is disastrous. 3-yard loss on that fumble. 2nd and 13. Snap to Caleros. Unloads one, and that is incomplete. Lawler, the intended receiver.
Oh, a late flag. That was a late flag.
Very late.
I would have to think Rick Campbell would challenge this call
I would challenge it too.
Call.
Defensive pass interference is the call.
Oh, that's
not defensive. Can you challenge that?
You can challenge defensive pass interference.
I'd challenge it.
That's very fast. That's very fast play. That flag came in late.
Very late. He's not going to challenge it. So the ball's out to the 34-yard line on first down. Caleros gets the snap and hands to Oliveira. Dragged down from behind on a great play. And making the play, Manny Rugamba. Sales back there as well. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Great play by the BC defense.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see the replay to see what Sales and Rugamba did to get in the gaps. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be a replay.
No.
So we'll have to rely on the late coverage there. But Great stop by BC.
11 minutes for the third. Snap to Caleros. He rolls out to his right, pumps. Now dumps it over the middle, and that pass is caught. That's a first down for the Blue Bombers. And making the catch was Brendan O'Leary Orange.
Great awareness by Zach Caleros. This is something that he excels at every single year. That ability to the ability to improvise on the fly and find a receiver, and that's no secret. That's
Did he ever
an example of what he can do.
Did he ever improvise? 13-yard gain, first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers as we approach 10 minutes remaining in the third period. Your score, Winnipeg 18, BC 10. BC has possessed the ball once. They went backwards, and now it's Blue Bombers' time. Caleros keeps it. Dropped by Dembski.
That's a bad drop. That's a rare drop, too.
Very rare. Very rare. Well, I can tell you right now, since we love talking hockey, Connor Bedard's going to be your rookie of the year. I'll say more about that on Monday. Under 10 to go, third quarter, 2nd and 10 for the Blue Bombers. BC looking for a stop as the Bombers have it at their own 47-yard line. Under 10 to go in the third period. Caleros takes the shotgun snap, drops to throw, looking, now unloads one deep to the left, and that's caught. That's Orange again. Oh, that's Lawler, I beg your pardon, with the catch. And another first down for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and here they go again.
Kenny the King Lawler with that share pattern. I think he's going inside, but he's going outside. And a brilliant toe tap catch on the sideline. And Caleros had to throw that ball a long way to get there.
He sure did. On first down, Caleros to throw with a pump, dumps it over the middle, caught by Oliveira, and Oliveira is dragged down immediately by Woods. Gain of 3, possibly 4. 2nd down coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and this is the key down. As it's 3rd down in American football and Canadian football, it's 2nd down where you have to connect, and that was a wonderful toe tap catch by Kenny Lawler.
Brilliant catch, brilliant throw by Caleros, staying in the pocket and just launching that ball to the wide side.
And Caleros put it right where it needed to be. 4-yard gain, 2nd down and 6 on the completion to Oliveira. Caleros to throw. They send the blitz. Caleros deep right side, and it's hauled in by Lawler.
Catch. Well, officially we're talking about it, and Peters is making his case that it was bobbled, but
let's take a look. We're looking at the replay right now. This is our no credentials required replay. Lawler goes up.
That's a catch.
That is indeed a catch. A wonderful catch from the 28. First down. Caleros back to throw. Unloads a deep one. Left side of the end zone. Incomplete. They tried to go to Lawler for a 3rd time. No soup that time. As on the coverage was Quincy Mauger. 2nd down.
Yeah, that was Lawler. I thought it was Sheed Wallace, but look at that brilliant, great body control.
Yes, indeed.
I think Peters may have had a case about the bobble, but I think Lawler was in full possession. That was a full possession.
Lawler had possession when his elbow came down, and yes, it was knocked around, but he kept hold of it with one hand.
Yeah, that's brilliant body control by Lawler, and what a catch. That's a highlight catch right there.
It is indeed. 2nd and 10 from the BC 27. BC trying to hold Winnipeg to a field goal. The snap to Caleros. They send the house. Caleros throws far side, caught by Orange, and he is knocked down by Jones right at the point of attack. And now it's 3rd down coming up for the Blue Bombers with 8:05 left in the third period, and BC gets the stop that they need.
Count this as a win for the BC Lions. Winnipeg was driving down the field with a couple of great key catches by Kenny the King Lawler. But that 2nd down stop, they needed that stop to get the momentum back.
Boy, did they ever.
If they get away with 3, I count that as a win.
I count that as a win also. Sergio Castillo, 1 for 2 tonight. He's made from 29, and this is from 34. Snap is inside of the left hash, angle to the right. Snap is backing down, and Castillo's kick is no good. It hit the upright.
It hit the upright. Wow, double win for the BC Lions. They halt the they stop the drive on second down, and they get a doink for no points.
Wow. So instead of only surrendering 3 points, BC doesn't surrender any. We got a good one. 7:27 left in the third quarter. Winnipeg 18, BC 10. Let's pause for this timeout.
Are you ready to elevate your sports betting experience? Look no further than DraftKings Sportsbook. Why choose DraftKings Sportsbook? Unmatched variety. Bet on your favorite sports leagues or discover new ones to follow. Live betting. Test your instincts and feel the adrenaline as you bet in real time while the game unfolds. Promotions and boosted odds. DraftKings keeps the excitement going with a range of promotions, odds boosts, and special offers. And a user-friendly interface. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or new to the game, DraftKings' intuitive platform makes placing bets a breeze. Ready to dive in? Bellyup Sports has partnered with DraftKings Sportsbook to give you an exclusive offer. Sign up at dkng.co/bellyup150 and new customers will get $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet $5 or more. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take your love for sports to the next level. Sign up today and let the games begin. Please gamble responsibly. 21 years or older. Eligibility restrictions apply. See website for details. Are you ready to elevate your sports betting experience? Look no further than...
Doggone it, I did it again.
I've done that once or twice.
Thick digging in the comments saying if you have Butterfingers or was it a case of a greased pig? I'm not sure what he's referring to here. Was he talking about Kenny Lawler's?
He's talking about Lawler. I think he was talking about Lawler's catch.
Ah, okay. Well, he still held on to it.
He held on to it. That's the thing. He held on to it. Brady Oliveira, the star of the game so far, but the BC Lions have come up with a great stop, and a doinked field goal keeps them in this game at a one-possession game. They'll start from their own 30, and they'll operate out of the pistol. Adams takes the belt high snap and drops to throw. Great protection. And now Adams trying to escape. He does, still looks to throw, and chucks it out of bounds left-handed.
He's doing what Zach Wilson hasn't done all season with the New York Jets and got rid of it when he needed to. Left-handed, no less.
2nd and 10 come. I thought I only saw Patrick Mahomes do that. 2nd and 10 coming up for the BC Lions, and if you're the Lions, you want to move the football. You're staying in the game, and of course you can do that. He was outside of the tackle box, and now here comes 30,000 plus in full throat from the 30-yard line. 2nd and 10, 6:50 for the third. Snap to Adams, looking to throw. Adams waits, zips one, caught, first down and more, out to the 48-yard line. Making the catch was Alexander Hollins for the BC Lions on a pickup of 18. First down, Lions.
Great job by Adams to kind of just keep the play alive, just shuffling his feet a little bit, moving to the outside, and then great protection up front. And he finds Hollins over the middle, sitting down in the zone. First down.
1st and 10 from the 48-yard line. They show blitz, and they come. Adams stepping up, uncorks a deep one far side, and it's caught. One more time the catch is made by Alexander Hollins, a pickup of 20, and another first down for the Lions.
Hollins seems to be the go-to receiver for Adams, with Keon Hatcher being out of the game. But what a brilliant play. Great pattern by Hollins. He has to climb the ladder to get that ball, but he comes down with it, and it's another first down for the BC Lions, and they're driving.
They're inside of the Winnipeg 40 at the 39. Now they'll throw the tunnel screen to Lucky Whitehead out to the left, and Whitehead dropped the ball, but the Lions are able to pounce on it.
Woo, close call there.
Very close. There's only been one turnover in this game compared to what we saw in the East Division final. 2nd down coming up for the BC Lions.
And just to note, Snowman, Claire Hanna just said that Adam Bighill will not return to the game.
Man, oh man, oh man. That's a big presence gone for Winnipeg. Let's hope he's all right. 2nd down and 6 from the Winnipeg 35. Snap to Adams, looking to throw. Adams in trouble. Adams will go down at the 37-yard line. But it does matter. Jefferson gets back there, all 6'8" of him. He gets another playoff sack. Ricky Walker also back there, and now Adams is limping.
6 sacks already for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
And yet it's only a 1-score game.
And to think if Whitehead doesn't fumble that ball, that's a first down.
That is a first down. Not only is that a first down, Whitehead is still running. So to be Jefferson along with Jackson Jeffcoat that will get the sack. Sean White's field goal is good. So they turned the doink into 3 points, but they would love to have had 7, possibly 8 there. But BC remains in the game. 4:13 remaining in the third quarter. Winnipeg 18, BC 13. Ryan and I will be back as we pause for this timeout.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadaDipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadaDipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canada Dips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
Ryan McCarthy, go ahead. Ryan McCarthy, Brian Snow back here with you inside of the West Final. 18-13 is our score. And Ryan had a note for us coming out of the break.
So it was interesting hearing Claire Hanna on the sideline. She said Adam Bighill was not returning to the game due to a lower body injury. So interesting to see. Interesting that injuries are the injuries in Canada are just in hockey are just the same as in football with the secretive nature of the injury.
Yeah.
That's all. Also interesting. I found this tweet from Joey Alfieri from the Montreal Alouettes. He's a reporter and content creator. He says, "How about those Montreal Alouettes? Number 9 in the power rankings in June, number 1 in the East in November."
No lie to be found. Absolutely no lie to be found. Winnipeg has the ball back. They'll start at their own 40 after the field goal by Sean White from 36 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 40 with 4 minutes left in the third, and we get a flag.
What just happened?
Barron saying false start or illegal procedure. Let me say it correctly.
He blew up the tackle on the left side. Oh, it is procedure.
Survey said it is procedure. Wow. So they lose 5, and it now becomes 1st and 15, and BC inches a little closer. In the left tackle. he did flinch.
A little flinch, and Barron blew him up anyway.
He flinched twice. 1st and 15 from the Winnipeg 35. Out of the shotgun with Oliveira standing to his right, and Caleros uncorks a deep one near side, and it is incomplete. Oh, what a play by Ricky Sales, but we get a flag. .343 left in the third as we await the call.
Laundry on the field. Hope it doesn't take away what was a great defensive play.
Well, that was a fabulous play by Ricky Sales. Illegal contact. That's an automatic 1st down.
Mike Jones with the penalty. Let's see what he does here. It's away from the play, too.
Was away from the play.
Oh, come on. Really?
Wait a minute. Where's the illegal
Chintzy.
contact?
Oh, these chintzy calls, man. I'm
Where's
saying
the
this as an
illegal-
observer. I'm not
Where's the
saying this
illegal contact?
I don't know. Wolodarski's the one who blew him up. Man, that's
From the
that's
40,
two penalties.
yeah, from the 45-yard line, 1st and 5, I should say. And they hand it off to the running back running straight ahead, and he will pick up 3. It'll leave 2nd down and 2 coming up. Where was the illegal contact on that last play?
I'm not sure.
Where was
I'm
the illegal contact?
just as
I didn't
confused
see
as
it.
you are. I didn't see it either.
I did not see illegal contact at all.
Are they gonna call illegal contact because he interfered with the pattern? That could be it, but that's just a weird call.
That is. Calero's 9 of 15 for 99 yards. He hasn't thrown a touchdown nor a pick. So Dakota Prukop is in on 2nd down and 1. This is a quarterback sneak. I'm willing to bet you he takes it to the right side. He'll have the 1st down and more as they go for the ball and knock him backwards. But it's a 1st down for the Blue Bombers. 2.5 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, wide open playing, and especially with Winnipeg chewing up a lot of yards in the first half. In the second half, it's a bit of a different story.
Yeah. This Winnipeg offense so far has been slowed, and I say so far because BC has gotten back in the ball game. They're within 5 with 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Now they'll operate from the 51-yard line and out of the pistol. Receivers coming in motion, and here's the snap to Caleros. He pumps, he throws, incomplete. Lawler, the intended receiver, to be 2nd and 10 from the Winnipeg 51.
Not a bad really good pattern by Lawler. It just was thrown too far outside of his shoulder to get the pass, get that catch, and as a result, 2nd and 10.
Now BC would like to come up with the stop of the game, even though we got so much time left in this ball game. But you got 100 seconds and counting left in the 3rd, and BC would love to get a stop right here and keep Winnipeg in their own territory on 2nd and 10. Caleros to throw. Caleros winds up, throws. That pass is caught, and they'll get the stop. Out to midfield goes Kenny Lawler, and it's 3rd down coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The drive is stalled, and the Lions will get the ball back, and you have to think they will use every second they can, bridging the quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. The BC Lions defense has tightened up tremendously so far in this 3rd quarter, and I'm curious to see what we're going to dial up for the rest of the half.
Williams back deep to receive for the BC Lions as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will punt from midfield, and it's Williams that will chase it down at the 10. Makes a stutter step move to the 15, breaks a tackle at the 20, and up the far sideline. He's tackled at the 24-yard line. And that is where Vernon Adams and company will start with the football. As we wind down the 3rd quarter, your score, Winnipeg 18 and BC 13. A gutty performance by the BC Lions. Do they have another couple of scores left in them? Let's pause for this timeout.
This episode of No Credentials Required is brought to you by Invader Coffee. For the coffee lover who wants good, quality coffee with no bullshit and no filler, Invader Coffee is an ultra-premium, veteran-owned coffee company proudly delivering only the best coffee your hard-earned money can buy. They aim to only serve the highest quality, organic, air-roasted coffee beans sourced from free trade farms all over the world. They keep things simple. The best coffee at an affordable price in order to provide you with the value you deserve for your morning boost. 100% fair trade, 100% organic coffee beans, 100% air roasted, 100% money back guarantee. Visit invadercoffee.com, Enter promo code BELLYUP at checkout and receive 15% off your order.
Two big games coming for you tomorrow on Snowman Multimedia. We'll start the festivities at 9 a.m. as the Indianapolis Colts look to even their record at 5-5. They'll take on Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. And then after a break, the second of the doubleheader takes place in Jacksonville as the San Francisco 49ers will try to break their 3-game losing streak going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have won 5 in a row. The Jaguars are good, but how good would they be facing that 49er defense? That's all tomorrow, beginning at 9 a.m. on Snowman Multimedia. Go to youtube.com/Snowman Multimedia for all of the action. Ryan McCarthy, Brian Snow back here with you inside of the West Final in the CFL. 18 for the Bombers, 13 for the Lions, but the Lions have the ball back.
Be curious to see what they do offensively here. At the drive going last time, and it was snuffed out thanks to a sack. So we'll see what happens in this sequence for the Lions.
We will see what happens for the Lions. They will start with the ball at their own 23-yard line, moving right to left here in the third quarter. Quad receivers, 2 left, 2 right. And the snap to Adams. He fakes the pitch. We get an offsides coming. He throws far side, caught by McInnes. But let's see if this will stand. It's going to go against the Lions, I would think.
Yeah, I
one of
think
the receivers moved early. Offside against BC.
Yeah, the foot of one of the receivers crossed the line of scrimmage, and he tried to come back and fake it, but unfortunately, I think it was Mazzell who had that penalty, who committed that penalty.
Yeah.
Nope.
Man,
I'm sorry. It wasn't Mazzell. It was
McInnes.
David Mackey, the fullback.
Mackey. Good call on that one, McCarthy. First and 15 now from the 18-yard line. Here's the snap to Adams. Adams unloads, and it is caught. What a catch! What a catch by McInnes! Out toward midfield. That will take us to the end of the third quarter. McInnes went up and came down with it on a gain of 31.
Absolute great catch. Climbing the ladder on a post pattern, going inside. And actually, he didn't climb the ladder at all. It was just a really great throw by Vernon Adams Jr.
Man,
a great pattern.
Man alive, did he? Man. So the last play of the third quarter begins from the 51-yard line. 33-yard reception, and Adams is brought down on a loss of 11. And that will close the third quarter. And now you just think, if you're BC, now what? With all that's gone wrong against them, with all that has happened in the favor of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, a chance for the Bombers to make their 4th consecutive Grey Cup. BC's in this game. 18 for the Bombers, 13 for the Lions, but the Bombers face second and very long when y'all get back.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at Belly Up Sports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, we can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
Life's an event, indeed, and we have the tickets. Check out SeatGeek. Use the code BellyUpSports and get your tickets today. Tickets are sorted on a 1 to 10 scale, and if you look at the app and if you download the app and use it, green gives you a good seat, red gives you a bad one. All right, it's time for the money period. As Brent Musburger says, when it's the fourth quarter, what do we call that? We call that the money period. 15 minutes left in this West Division final. And for the second game in a row, what was supposed to be a foregone conclusion is anything but.
Absolutely. I'm looking to see if BC Lions can tighten up that offensive line. Bombers are getting in the face of Vernon Adams. Seems like almost every single play that the Lions are on offense. So, and for the BC Lions defense, you pitched a shutout in the third quarter. Keep doing what you're doing. Just find ways to get the Bombers off the field. Keep the ball out of the hands of Zach Collaros and that wide receiving core and Ray Oliveira, and just see if we can get some opportunities on offense. It's still a one possession game.
This broadcast is brought to you by No Credentials Required in cooperation with Belly Up Sports and Godzilla Media. Along with Ryan McCarthy, Brian Snow here with you as we get ready for the money period. 18-13 in favor of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. The Bombers, I believe, have hosted the last 4 West Division finals. No, that is not the case.
2019, it was in Saskatchewan.
They were in Saskatchewan. That is correct.
And they had to beat Calgary in Calgary to advance to the West Final. And then they won again, and they won in Hamilton on 2019. I think it was 20. No, wait, it wasn't in Hamilton in 2019.
No, Hamilton was 21. Where was it? 20? Was it in Hamilton in 19? Okay,
nope, it was at McMahon Stadium. It was at McMahon Stadium.
It was in Calgary. So they had to win in Calgary to get to Saskatchewan, and then from Saskatchewan, they trekked back to Calgary and won the Grey Cup.
And then whooped Hamilton for that Grey Cup. They broke that curse. So first one since 1990.
Boy, did they ever whoop them. Second down coming up for the Lions as we start the fourth quarter. They need 21. Winnipeg 12-1 this year when leading after 3 quarters. Here's the snap to Adams. Adams steps up, unloads, and it's caught by Lucky Whitehead. Holy cow!
Did he get the first down? That's the big question.
He needed 21, and it looked like he only got 20. Let's find out. The answer is no. He's short by a yard. 3rd and 1.
They're going for it.
You would think, and he's got it. Wow. Adams has got the first down. Whoo, baby.
Man, this team is just they're not quitting.
They do not give up. And that's been the story of the Lions all year. That push by Adams and that stretch at the last minute on top of his teammates got them the extra yard for a first down. A minute gone, just about a minute gone. They'll bring out the sticks to confirm it. From the looks of it, they have the first down. That's from our looks. We're getting a close-up view right now on the TSN feed.
This is a crucial measurement.
And the survey said
they got it. Yep, they got it. By the nose of the football, they got it.
Wow. This BC team has been beat up all year. They've been inconsistent all year. Vernon Adams, even though he threw for 4,000 yards, he's been inconsistent all year. And yet, here we are in November. They have a chance to get the lead with a minute gone in the money period. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong, and yet they're 12-6, and here they are in the ball game. Here, the fake to Mazzell. Adams zings one, and it's intercepted.
Oh, well, we just talked about the inconsistency of Vernon Adams, and
it pops up right there. Now they're going to have to lean on their defense again. Demario Houston with the interception for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They were looking for McInnes again, and McInnes fell out of his break. So the Blue Bombers take over. 13:44 remaining in the ball game, and the Blue Bombers holding on to a 5-point lead, 18-13. Let's take time out.
Join Ryan McCarthy.
I became a Jets fan because Kermit the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
And Dustin Henry.
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
As they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, Say the tag.
where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
Crucial interception. Mario Houston picks off Vernon Adams, and now it's going to be up to the BC defense to deliver them another opportunity. You put the ball in the hands of Zach Caleros and that Winnipeg offense, who has been held to 18 points so far. Along with Ryan McCarthy, Brian Snow here with you as we take you down the stretch of this exciting West Division final and find out who the opponent for the Montreal Alouettes will be next Sunday night in the Grey Cup Classic in Hamilton, Ontario, from Tim Hortons Field. And we talked about it, Ryan, the inconsistency of Vernon Adams. And just when they completed a big pass and converted a big third down, this happens.
Yeah, we're watching the replay right now, and he's spotlighted McInnes, who I think he broke his route too soon. He tried to come back for the ball, and unfortunately ends up in the hands of Mario Houston. So big turnover here by Winnipeg. Second interception today for Vernon Adams. And after the play, Vernon Adams is getting roughed up by number 99 Cameron Lawson.
And on first down, the handoff to Oliveira. Woods makes the stop for no gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10, 13:25 and counting, remaining in regulation time. Winnipeg 18, BC 13. Lions trying to come up with another stop.
Still a one-score game with plenty of time left in the fourth quarter, Mr. Snow.
Yes, indeed.
It could go. It's anyone's game right now. If BC can get a turnover back, it could be a whole new ball game.
On second and 10, the snap to Caleros. Blitz is on. He unloads one. Wide open is Lawler. Lawler's got a first down deep in BC territory. That was the play that Vernon Adams was trying to make a couple of plays before. Caleros completes it, 25 yards and a first down.
And Lawler doing some jaw jacking at the end of that play. Let's look at the replay here. And there seemed to be nobody. I think it was a blown assignment by the secondary here, because Dembski's going to go with a fly pattern, and Lawler just comes over the middle on an in route, and he's wide open. No communication by the defensive backs, and that leaves Lawler wide open with a huge catch.
29-yard completion. And they'll scrimmage from the BC 25 with 12 minutes left. First and 10 coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who lead by 5. The turn in the hand to Oliveira, and Oliveira crashes and burns at about the 21 on a gain of 4. So second and 6 coming up here in this exciting West final. Veteran quarterback Zach Caleros, who has done it for a couple of teams, has found his rhythm and his home in Winnipeg, trying to bring the Blue Bombers yet another division title and get them back to the Grey Cup. Lawler 5 catches, 75 yards. His longest was 29, and that just came a moment ago. 11:20 to go in the ball game. Second and 6 coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers from the BC 21. The snap to Caleros. He throws near side. It's caught by Dembski inside the 15, inside the 10, bowling his way forward down to the 4-yard line. 17-yard connection. They're inside of the red zone, and better, they're inside of the goal zone. That's a first and goal coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and a chance to put this game away.
Great out route here by Nick Dembski, and then he just makes a couple of moves going back inside, gets around Rugamba, and then just keeps driving his feet, and he gets inside the 5-yard line. And this touchdown, if they can convert a touchdown on this drive, that could be huge. Give them a little bit of breathing room for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
10.5 minutes remaining. The red zone defense for BC, they've allowed 54% of touchdowns from the 3-yard line. First down, goal to go. Dakota Prukop is in for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers And let's see what they do. They'll operate out of the pistol. Prukop, the quarterback. Oliveira is your running back. 2 receivers into the ball game. Here's Oliveira straight up the middle, and Oliveira is going to crash and burn at about the 2-yard line. Woods, the first one back there.
If Prukop keeps that ball, he's home free.
Marcus Moore also back there. And you're right. Prukop makes the correct read and keeps the ball. No one touches him. And I'm inclined to think that Prukop will stay in the ball game. But when you've had success running it with Brady Oliveira, you figure, why not? Try it again. See what happens.
Yeah.
2nd and goal from the 2. 9:25 left in the ball game. The clock continues to run, and it's Prukop that will keep it. And Prukop's dragged down.
Wow.
Moore, the last one back there, and that first play on 1st and goal, as you outlined, Ryan, if Prukop keeps the ball, he doesn't get touched.
Another W here for the BC Lions defense. Excuse me. They're playing bend but don't break right now. Only no points allowed in the 3rd quarter. I can't imagine that I figured the Blue Bombers are probably going to take the easy 3 right here and just try to keep just get the easy points.
Castillo 1 for 3. He's missed from 46 and 34. This is from 11 to extend the lead to 8 and keep it a 1-possession game. The snap is back and down. He missed it.
No, it's good.
Oh, he did it. No, he didn't miss it.
No.
From that angle, it looked like he missed it.
No, it's the hash marks, man. It's
okay.
CFL's a tricky animal.
Oh my gosh. We need a break. 21-13 in favor of the Blue Bombers. I swear he missed that, folks. I swear he missed that. Back after this timeout.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required here to tell you about Mahler Brothers Golf. We all want to look good in the golf course, but it often comes at the expense of feeling good. Mahler Brothers Golf has polos that look good and feel good. With their lightweight and stretchy material that hugs your body, you will feel cool while looking just as cool. Their polos are guaranteed to make you look better, but it's up to you to golf better. On a hot summer's day on the golf course, there's no polo that you would rather wear than Mahler Brothers Golf signature polos. Mahler Brothers Golf has a large catalog of polos with designs for those who want a loud design and others for those who want a subtle and sleek looking design. They also have fun t-shirts, hats, tumblers, and so much more to make your golfing experience better. Head to MahlerBrothers.com. It's MAHLERBROS. Use promo code BELLYUP at checkout for 15% off.
21-13 our score, along with Brian McCarthy. Brian Snow here with you on the NCR Alternative Play-by-Play, courtesy of No Credentials Required, Belly Up Sports, and Gozilla Media. And a welcome to those of you listening via extension on Snowman Multimedia. What a game. What a game.
What a game. I got to give credits due to the BC Lions defense, who has made the proper adjustments here. Brady Oliveira had 101 yards in the first half rushing.
Yep.
2 yards. 2 yards in the second half so far, which has opened things up for I think by design, it opened things up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, but only 6 points allowed actually only 3 points allowed in the second half so far. Now let's just see what the BC Lions offense can do. Let's see if they can score a touchdown and get within, possibly tie the score, because it's only an 8-point game right now.
It is indeed only an 8-point game. For those of you watching on Snowman Multimedia, as we're back to business, Mazzell gets the carry on a gain of 4 to be 2nd down and 6. 8:05 remaining in the ball game. Got a doubleheader for you tomorrow, beginning at 9:30 a.m. on Snowman Multimedia, as we have the Colts and the Patriots. Yours truly will have the play-by-play and reaction, the alternative play-by-play and reaction, and a very, very good luck to my buddy Matt Taylor, the radio voice of the Colts, for traveling mercies to Germany. 2nd and 6 from the 44. Snap to Adams. Adams will throw, stepping up into the pocket, and runs right into the arms of the Winnipeg defender. Jackson Jeffcoat provided the pressure And it's third down, and just like that, the BC offense will come off the field.
8th sack of the day for this Winnipeg Blue Bomber defense. They just can't seem to get things going. They just can't seem to protect Vernon Adams to give him enough time to throw the ball. And another example right here, rushing 5 men, everybody coming in, crashing, and finally brought down by number 33, Malik Clements. So again,
Malik
another 2 and out
Clements.
for the BC Lions.
Their fourth 2 and out of the evening. Here's the punt. And it will be taken at the 24-yard line by Janarian Grant out across the 30. He gets to the 35-yard line. And I said this in the earlier game. It applies here to the BC Lions. Down 8. It's a one-possession game. Their defense has been dynamite since the first quarter, but now that defense needs the stop of the season to give their offense another chance to get even.
I said the last possession, I would like to see if they can probably create a turnover. But it's more crucial for the defense to create a turnover now more than ever, so they can give their offense a chance to move the ball. And again, this offensive line by the BC Lions is just getting overwhelmed by the defensive front of the Blue Bombers. They're playing inspired without their best leader, who's been injured and hasn't come back to the game.
Adam Bighill is out for the remainder of this game. Remember, Keon Hatcher went out earlier in the ball game for BC, so their major weapon is out as well. And it's been, well, football's always been a war of attrition, but if you have two evenly matched opponents like Winnipeg and BC, 2-game difference within the division, and those are the 2 wins that Winnipeg picked up over BC. 2 out of the 3 Winnipeg won. They win those games, and there's no question we'd be having this game at BC Place. But as it stands right now, it's an 8-point lead for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They're trying to get to another Grey Cup championship. And I'll say it again. What can BC do? What can BC do after giving up the football on a 2 and out? They got to get the ball back.
Have to get the ball back. You have to create a turnover. You got to do something. You got to force Collaros to. You got to get in Collaros' face. He's only been sacked 1 time this year. Or in this game. You got to get in his face. You got to try to make him make mistakes. Collaros, though, he's an innovator. He can an improviser. Excuse me, and he can make plays out of nothing. So you got to get in his face more and try to make him make. And also got to try to force him to make mistakes.
Halftime in college football, Georgia, the number 1 ranked team in the land, and the 2-time defending national champions, lead Ole Miss 28-14 at the half. Here's that's Collaros who throws. It's caught by Lawler as they wrestle for the ball. If he handed that ball off to Oliveira is still running. There's been a couple of questionable decisions by the quarterbacks of Winnipeg, one by Dakota Prukop when if he doesn't hand the ball off, he walks in untouched. And Collaros,
Peters had a chance at that ball.
He sure did. But it's an 8-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 2. And now BC, after spending a timeout, they really, really need a stop right here. Yeah, 2nd and 2 from the 43. Here's Oliveira. 1st down and more. The clock keeps moving.
Yeah, going back to that last play before this rush. Gary Peters had a chance at that ball. If he gets in a little bit closer to Kenny Lawler on that play, he can contest for that ball and possibly take that ball away. But unfortunately for him, didn't get there quite in time. And now it's a 1st down for Winnipeg.
And we're down to 5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Winnipeg 21, BC 13, and what we thought would be we thought this would be a great game. We just didn't think it would be a defensive struggle. We were looking for some fireworks, but defensively there have been some fireworks.
All the fireworks came in the first half.
Yep. Here's Collaros to throw. Uncorks a deep one. Lawler's there. there, and it's incomplete. Holy cow, what a play.
Wow. Mike Jones getting there just in time. And he's gonna throw the challenge flag.
I knew it. I think this is
I wonder if Mike Jones I think we're trying to figure out if Mike Jones face guarded Kenny Lawler. We'll see here in the replay. He looked back.
He did look back. I think that's clean.
That's a clean play.
I believe that is clean. That looks clean. He did look back to get the ball.
On the one. Yeah, I thought in the one angle he did look back, and then he saw the ball coming and he put his hands up. Like this is the angle right here.
That's how it looks. He looked back.
Yeah, I thought he looked back, but it's just a bang play.
He briefly looked back, and all you have to do is just turn and look back briefly. You don't have to do it for an extended period of time. He briefly turned and looked back. And remember, if Winnipeg loses this challenge,
no. Come
gonna call
on. That's unfortunate. That's 3 penalties in this half that BC is accused that was awarded to Winnipeg.
Wow.
That could not have been penalties.
Yeah, this may be the biggest one. This may be the biggest one. He did turn back and look for the ball. If anything, if they're talking about his hand was in the face mask of the receiver, if anything, that's illegal contact more than anything else. That's the 7th penalty against BC for 90 yards. Winnipeg's only been penalized 3 times.
That might be a killer. So
from the BC 25, first down, here is Caleros to throw. That's caught by Dembski, and he's blasted right there with 4:15 left.
Great job by Sales to close in on that after that catch by Dembski.
Now you have to hold them to a field goal attempt. You absolutely have to hold them to a field goal attempt, because if you don't and you allow them to stick it in the end zone, here's the first problem. They're running the clock as we're now under 4 minutes. So the only other timeout that BC will have, besides the one they have remaining, is the 3-minute warning.
Yep.
And they're allowing the Bombers to kill way too much time off the clock. And now we get a stoppage.
No, we have an injury timeout. The center, Kolonkowski.
Kolonkowski is the man who was down.
Looks like they're checking out his hand.
Chris Kolonkowski, 6'1", out of York.
Home of the Yeoman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is actually the best thing for BC that could have happened, because that prevents them from taking a timeout. And basically you're awarding the free timeout to the BC Lions as Kolonkowski comes out of the game.
Mm-hmm. I want to get one of those jackets. Tui Ely will step in his 3rd year out of Hawaii. He'll step in for the Blue Bombers right now.
Mahalo.
It is 2nd down and 10, and this is the play of the game for the BC defense, as they'll try to hold the Blue Bombers right where they are. They work from the BC 25, the Bombers will.
Yeah, Kolonkowski's doing some snaps on the sideline. If he take a knee in the CFL, he has to come out for one play in order to come back in the game. So looks like he might be coming back in.
2nd and 10 from the BC 25-yard line. Snap to Caleros, and Caleros under pressure. Caleros escapes to his right, and he slides down right before he gets to the line to gain. It'll actually go down as a loss of 1. 3rd down coming up, as we'll tick this down to 3 minutes.
They'll count as a sack.
Second sack for BC. Winnipeg has 9 on the evening. And despite those 9 sacks, it's a one possession game. He was
that's-
looking for Lawler on the fade route, but couldn't get it to him.
He's flushed out of the pocket. If he's not flushed out of the pocket, Lawler is wide open for the touchdown. And BC taking their final timeout, which is confounding in a sense. But I get
Very much so. I understand. Yeah, you can call it either way. Because if they don't use the timeout, we tick down to 3 minutes, then they get the field goal. If you take the timeout, you're out of timeouts, but you're going to get the ball at the 40-yard line. So you held them to a field goal attempt. This is from 35 yards for Castillo. He is 2 for 4 on the night.
he misses. He has to get Williams has to get out of the end zone, but he didn't.
But it doesn't matter as the kick is good, and that may do it. That just may do it for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, as we have 3:10 remaining in the money period. Your score: Winnipeg 24, BC 13. As the Calm Air flight looks to deliver yet another Western Final trophy. Got some NBA coming up on Snowman Multimedia as well. We'll let you know the schedule for that and a couple of other changes that we have going on. We'll let you know about all of that as we're inside.
LeBron James is a great scorer all time.
Yeah. I'm not covering the game with him. Here's the snap to Adams. Adams to throw. He pumps. He throws. That pass is caught and dropped immediately. And with 2:44 remaining, we are now officially at the 3-minute warning. We'll take our final timeout. 2:44 left. Winnipeg 24, BC 13. This is the 2023 CFL West Division Final. Back after this timeout.
Hey guys, this is Hector from the Insert Name FC podcast, here to tell you guys about Canadips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canadip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com. Once again, BELLYUP20 at CanadipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canadips for being a great partner of Belly Up Sports.
We have been busy this afternoon, Ryan and I, as we take you down the stretch of this West Division Final. After the game, we'll take a short break, and then we will wrap up both games. And you can see the wrap up on both of our websites and via No Credentials Required. And man, I'll tell you what, this West Division Final is everything that we thought it would be. Everything.
Yeah. This is the game I was hoping we'd have from the first game as well. Unfortunately, those plans were derailed, but this has been an entertaining game for sure.
Marc-Andre Lacroix derailed all our plans for the East Division Final with one play.
Mm-hmm.
Derail all of our plans with one play. But you know something? That's why they play the games.
Yep.
That's exactly why they play the games. There's a question that people keep asking me, and I'll answer it this week when we talk college football. Can the Dogs win 3 in a row? I'll answer that this week on Snowman Multimedia and Snowman in the Morning. From the 45-yard line, 2nd and 5. 2:40 remaining in BC's season. Snap to Adams. He looks to throw. Adams unloads, and it's dropped. And remember, BC has no timeouts remaining, so this is it.
Brazil was wide open on a bubble screen on the right-hand side. If Vernon Adams just had looked just one more second, he would have had Brazil, and he could have run for extra yardage.
Indeed.
Unfortunately, he threw it to Rhymes, and he drops it.
This is it for BC. 3rd and 5 from their own 45-yard line. 2:33 remaining in the ball game. No timeouts left for the Lions. Winnipeg has 1 timeout remaining. Here's the snap to Adams. He looks to throw. Adams steps up. Now unloads a deep one far side for Rhymes, and it's incomplete, and that's your game. Home back there on the coverage. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that.
Barring a miracle, I'm pretty sure this is going to be it for the BC Lions offense this 2023 season.
Yep. Rhymes got back there, but Home got back there also. Alexander was coming. But that's gonna be that. As you mentioned, unless we have a miracle, and I don't think we're gonna have one. Man alive, what a slobber knocker of a ball game.
One, maybe 2 first downs for the Blue Bombers, and that'll pretty much do it.
And Prukop is in, Oliveira is in. They'll operate out of the pistol on first down, and it's Prukop that will keep it. And remember, BC cannot stop the clock. It's a gain of 4 for Dakota Prukop. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Again, admirable effort by the BC Lions defense in the second half, making a lot of adjustments, taking away the run for the Blue Bombers. But unfortunately, the offense couldn't hold up their end of the bargain.
And the inconsistencies of this BC offense, which we highlighted at the top of the broadcast, is going to bite them again. Kenny the King Lawler, one of the players of the game. 2nd down and 7 as we approach 2 minutes left. We are at 2 minutes, and this is Brady Oliveira, and Oliveira will get down to the 40, and it leaves 3rd down coming up for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And remember, BC cannot stop the clock at all. 1:54 left. Third and 5 from the 40. And let's see what they do. No! And the Bombers are doing and the Bombers are doing the smart thing. They'll punt it away with 100 seconds left, 5 on the play clock. Here's the snap, and here is the punt. And it's going to be taken in the end zone, out to the 10 by Sales. He'll get knocked out at the 20-yard line. 1:26 remaining in this Western final. And after this game concludes, we'll take a break, and then we'll wrap up both the East Final and the West Final. And Ryan, I have to say it's been an absolute joy and an honor and a pleasure to work with you on this alternative play-by-play that we had planned. It was great. I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do more with you.
Absolutely. This is a fun time, and I may not want to do back-to-back games again. Been sitting in this chair for almost 7 hours.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That is the only thing. Here's Adams on the snap. He looks to throw, and he escapes, and now uncorks a deep one. Far side, incomplete.
I believe we're going to rough the passer penalty on Winnipeg.
Exactly. Make it roughing the passer. Yep, that's what we got. That's 15 and a first down.
It's on linebacker Shane Gauthier from Laval, from University of Laval. Yeah, he's coming in with a flying shoulder. No, you're gonna get called on that every single time.
Yeah. Next time we do this, we only do one game.
This ain't WWE.
No, it's not. 1:17 remaining. Crowd into it at IG Field as the Bombers for the 4th time will head to the Grey Cup. Adams to throw. It is caught by Lucky Whitehead. He gets past midfield and down to the 51-yard line in Winnipeg territory with 1:09 left. You have to wonder, where was this the the entire game because Whitehead's been open a couple of times. I'll tell you where it was. It's been buried underneath this avalanche of pressure by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. We're down to the final minute. Adams to throw over the middle, tipped, incomplete. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Winnipeg 51.
Yeah, similar to the last game when Toronto had that sense of urgency going into the fourth quarter only. You're seeing the same thing from the BC Lions.
Mm-hmm. Needed to have this at the top of the. You need to have this after you scored first on the road. You scored first on the road,
Mm-hmm.
and you were not able to do anything beyond that. And this is nothing against the. This is nothing against BC. This is just us highlighting the inconsistencies of their offense. And if you look right now, they're going to get a delayed game unless they. Oh, there's the snap.
And
Adams is going to be
going
to go down for the 10th time.
10 sacks. My goodness.
And now, indeed, the final play. The final play for the BC Lions this season will happen here and now. It'll be 3rd down and 18. The first thing that BC has to do in the offseason is rebuild that offensive line because that offensive line has been a sieve, number one. And number two, they've allowed Vernon Adams to get sacked way, way, way too much. Here we go. Final play of the game on 3rd down. Uncorks a deep one, and it's intercepted. Both a receiver and defender fall down. It's home up the sideline, and he's caught at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, his momentum was stopped by Vernon Adams at the 5-yard line. And he just
and they blew the whistle. They blew the whistle. They kept everybody safe, which is a good thing.
Yep.
Rhymes and the defender both went down, so that's incidental contact. In fact, Rhymes bumped into him. Holm comes over from center field, makes the pickoff. Thought he had a pick six. Thought we were going to see another pick six.
Oh, we've seen 2 already today on the in the previous game.
Yeah.
Holmes just like,
here.
Holmes just like, I'm just gonna stay here.
Yep, I'll stay here. And that is going to be that. 5 straight Western Final home games won by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And Zach Collaros takes a knee with 18 seconds left. So we have our Grey Cup championship set. Winnipeg hasn't lost a Western Final at home since 1994 versus the Baltimore Stallions. Here's the final snap of the game as Collaros waits under center. 3, 2, 1. There's the snap. Collaros drops to a knee, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are headed back to the Grey Cup, to the site where they won in 2021 at Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton, Ontario. Great sportsmanship being shown by both teams as this was a knockdown, drag-out fight to the finish. Your final score in what was a wonderful game played by both teams, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 24 and the BC Lions 13. We'll take a quick pause and we'll come back and wrap them both up after this. Woo! The Grey Cup is set. It's the Montreal Alouettes and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, 6 p.m. next Sunday. We'll have it for you as we'll bring our play-by-play call of that game. Now it's time for our SeatGeek wrap-up. We'll start with the East Final, and in a sentence, 9 turnovers doomed the Toronto Argonauts.
Indeed. And it started with Marc-Andre Ducroix's 101-yard interception return for a touchdown on the first series of the game. And then it was all downhill if you're a Toronto Argonauts fan, and it was all glory and upset if you're a Montreal Alouettes fan. And after that second interception that turned into points for the Montreal Alouettes in the middle of the third quarter, it was no looking back for the Montreal Alouettes.
9 turnovers. They forced a lot of 2-and-outs, and they forced a team in the Toronto Argonauts, who averaged 32 points per game, held them to 17. They held them to 17 points.
Yeah, and they scored 12 points. They scored 2 touchdowns on their own. So that was a big contributor to that big upset by the Montreal Alouettes.
Yep.
And now they're on their way they punched their ticket to Hamilton for the Grey Cup.
First time they've played for the Grey Cup and in the Grey Cup since 2010. And that was the completion of a back-to-back run for the Montreal Alouettes. And they will face the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who had a knockdown, drag-out fight with the BC Lions yet again. And yet it's the Blue Bombers that came out on top by a final of 24-13. Our star of the game in that game, Brady Oliveira, no question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brady Oliveira pitched had 101 yards in the first half. And that included the first series of the game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, when he had 70 yards on his own. The entire drive was just Brady Oliveira. He had I believe he had an 11-yard rush and 49 yards of rushing and 11 yards receiving. And he wound up on the day, was slowed down in the second half, but only had 8 yards rushing in the second half. And give credit to the BC Lions defense for making the adjustments in the second half. But he was the guy who carried the load in the first half that brought them to the 18-10 lead. It could have been 18-3 if that wasn't for that Hail Mary at the end of the first half. But all game long, at least in the first half, dominant performance by Brady Oliveira to bring the Blue Bombers back to the Grey Cup. 4 consecutive
Grey Cup appearances for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They'll try to make it 3 out of 4 in terms of Grey Cup wins. That's next Sunday. That's 6 p.m. That's kickoff. We'll have it here for you. We'll stream it on both channels. And Ryan, I got to tell you, it's been a joy, an honor, and a pleasure to work with you, to bring you this alternative play-by-play. And man, I had a blast working with you. You were spectacular, sir.
Thank you. Likewise. I appreciate you coming on with me. I didn't want to do this alone, but I appreciate you being a part of this live stream. Again, we'll never do 2 games back to back again.
No, we can't.
I mean, I'm glad I worked out this morning, so I got a little bit, so I did some sort of physical activity.
I'm glad I got to work out in. I'm glad I got to work out in too. But given the fact that I have long legs and they hurt right now, I'm gonna have to walk this off. And doing stuff around the house is gonna help me walk it off. But we are pleased that you all have joined us for the ride in determining the Grey Cup. We'll have the Grey Cup for you next Sunday evening. We'll start the festivities at 5:30 with a fan chat, and then take you to and through the Grey Cup match. Final words from Ryan McCarthy.
For those who joined, thanks for joining in. We appreciate it. We're going to bring you some more action next Sunday for the Grey Cup. We'll have some, I would say surprises, but we got some, things planned for pre-recorded interviews, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So you should join us at 5:30 next week, and then we'll lead you into the Grey Cup game at 6 p.m. So we'll make the announcement later this week.
Yep. And there's a couple of things that I'm going to add to the broadcast as well, and I will thank my beautiful wife Jody in advance for adding them. She gave me an idea. I'm finally gonna act on them, but that is next Sunday. We're wrapping up tonight. Thank you, Ryan McCarthy. Thank you to everyone at NCR for allowing Old Snowman to sit in and have some fun doing it. Thank you to all in the chat who joined us this evening. Ryan, take us out of here.
All right, folks. Thanks again. You have been watching this or listening to this presentation of No Credentials Required, the alternative play-by-play. We're presented by Belly Up Sports in association with Godzilla Media. For Brian Snow, aka the Snowman, I'm Ryan McCarthy. We'll lead you out of here, and we'll see you next Sunday for the Grey Cup. Hope you join us then.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.